being who you are is all that there is to life. There is nothing more other than being who you are. And whatever comes next from that, you have no fucking idea. You have no idea. Because you're completely in the unknown. Because being who you truly and authentically are means that you're living from the heart. And that means that you are also, at the same time, in the present moment of things. You're not in your mind trying to calculate, how am I going to affect this next person through my people pleasing or through my overthinking? How am I going to get their validation, or how am I going to get more recognition at work so I feel better? You're not attached to anything. There's no trying to control. There's no seeing, no trying to see what comes next when you live authentically and vulnerably from your heart. And it can be so fucking scary, I know. And I had a comment the other day where someone asked about this. How do you move back into the heart when you lived your life, away from the heart? You lived your life in the mind. And first of all, there is no truly easy answer here, because life is meant to be a little bit scary. Life is supposed to be a little bit painful. And there's beauty in that. It's not something to shy away from, not something to run away from. And it is also in us trying to run away from it that we're also running away from the deeper states of joy, love, and so on, because all of that is experienced through the heart. And the more that we reject one part of who the heart is, who we truly are, the more we also reject everything else that you can experience in your life. Moving into the heart is a journey. Once you've been living outside of it for so long, it takes a little bit of time to get back here, to feel safe here, and to feel like you can actually stay here. Because as you start being more who you authentically are, as you decide that I'm not going to be these programs anymore, I'm not going to attach myself to all of these situations and circumstances, I'm not going to attach myself to my own thoughts of perhaps being hard on myself or overthinking myself. I'm done with it. I'm done. All of that was never who I was, and I want to live my life from the heart as who I am, through the peace and the joy of actually being there. Once you decide that that's where I'm going, that's who I am, you might have an experience or two after that, or 100, where you fall back into your old patterns. Because as you live through the heart, you're going to experience all of the things in your heart that previously in your life so far you've rejected, you suppressed, you didn't want to have to deal with. Because at the core of every single thing that we do that so far took us anywhere else but to our true authentic self, which is what we're seeking, like uncomfortable energy within our emotional state that we didn't want to deal with. Because that's how it works. We go through things. Society teaches us things. We have people yell at us. We have people tell us that, no, don't do that. We have people that make us believe certain things about ourselves that we should put aside, and some things that we should create more in order to be more accepted, to be more loved, and so on. And through every single experience like that, in order to tie this little new version of ourselves that we're creating that is not who we really are, lies uncomfortable energy, lies a low vibration. And this energy, as you start being more of who you truly are, which can only be done in the present moment of who you are through the heart, living in the heart. As that happens, as you start doing that, you are going to be met with a lot of these things that you have lost your conscious awareness of. And it can be overwhelming. It can be so overwhelming that you decide, of course outside of your own awareness in most cases, I'm gonna go back to the program. This is too much. Let's go back to the program. You are going to fall back into your old patterns. It is very natural. It happens. It's not about not falling back into your old patterns again, but it's about becoming so consciously aware that you can quickly snap your way out of it again and move straight back into the heart through the acceptance of what is actually going on in the heart right now, which can be difficult, it can be painful, it can be uncomfortable. You don't want to be there. But I feel like a lot of the time we're just telling ourselves the wrong story here, because we keep telling ourselves that this is not supposed to be here. And that's actually the big part of the resistance and why we don't go there. And a lot of the pain that we feel is also from that. Simply from the story and the belief that we have about it, not from the actual experience of it. We were always ready to experience and to be with what we were experiencing within our heart until something came in the way and made us feel like it's not okay to do it. That is why we keep holding ourselves back. Because as we start being more of who we authentically are, at the same time, these beliefs about ourselves that we hold that we shouldn't be like this becomes more strong and takes over your awareness more and more and more. If I take a single step further down this authentic path of who I am through the present moment and in the heart, the more unlovable I am, the more unacceptable I am, the more not enough I am. And it is perhaps your environment that made you believe this at some point in your life, but at the end of the day, it is you that keep on reaffirming this belief to yourself. It is your own acceptance of experiencing what you are experiencing right now that you're actually looking for. You don't even want other people to validate you. You just want your own validation. It's just that you've got it all fucking twisted. If that is what you're experiencing or what you're going through right now. You're just looking for your own acceptance of what it is that you're feeling. It was never about always being happy. It was never about always being on top on something. It was only ever about always having your own allowance to be who you are. Always having your own allowance to go deeply into what it is that you're experiencing. To give yourself that permission to be here with yourself. But in order to do that, you must be at such a high level of your own self-love and self-worth, so that you recognize that even when I feel really much or a lot of shame or a lot of fear or guilt or whatever it is, that I deserve to feel this. This doesn't make me any less. This doesn't mean anything. It's just what I'm going through. It's natural. It's who I am. It's supposed to be here. My experience of life as it is right now, I'm supposed to be exactly here where I am. I'm not supposed to be doing something because I'm comparing myself to other people. I'm not supposed to be any other place than I am than right here, right now. Experiencing what I'm experiencing right now. No matter where you are right now. That is the truth. And the more that you can see that, the more free you're going to become. And as a result of that, the more your life is also going to start to change, because everything starts within. And if you want something beautiful outside of yourself, it must first turn beautifully inside of yourself. And the most beautiful state that you can develop within yourself internally is when you come into full acceptance over who you are. Into full acceptance of everything that's going on inside of you. What everyone is seeking is just their own acceptance to go deeper within themselves. But we distract ourselves with all of the things that we're doing within the personality and within our chasing, trying to achieve things, trying to have certain outcomes occur, trying to reach certain goals. Because it's painful to believe that we don't deserve to go deeply and be who we really are. And so we settle for something that keeps us distracted from that pain. And as you move down this journey of moving more into your heart, of finally accepting yourself more and more and more, and being more present, more consciously aware, the more that conscious awareness is going to discover the things that previously held you back. And it's going to get uncomfortable. And it's about being consciously aware enough to recognize that, okay, I should not hide myself right now. I should not go after these things I did before. I need to allow myself to actually be myself. This is who I am. It always was who I am, and I always tried to run. But I'm going to accept it and just be with it. And as I do that, it will pass. It never lasts. And then I will move back more into the conscious full being of who I am. And everything is gonna start being better. I'm gonna be so much freer. I'm gonna be able to do all the things that I've always wanted to do, because now I am free to be myself as I am doing it. And that is the most rewarding and fulfilling thing that exists as a human. If you want to learn how to start the process of living your life more through the heart, you can check out my 30-minute subconscious success course, and it's totally free. I also have coaching calls that I just lowered the price on, so you can check that out also. I'll leave all of it in the links down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching here today, and have a good day. Bye.